Hey, welcome back to Rustaholic. I'm Patrick, and we're still working on my 1969 Plymouth Fury. And we're doing that because we're trying to resolve some leaks, mainly in the rear main seal and the transmission. While we had it out though, in the last video, we did replace the main and rod bearings. But today, we're gonna be concentrating on the leaks themselves. So, what I'm gonna be doing different than I did last time is, last time I pulled it out, it still had the original rope seal in it, and the rope seal had a two-piece section on it, and it actually had these plastic tabs were totally separate and just kind of glued in place on both sides. The new ones, they don't do it like that. It's a solid one piece that you can see like this. The problem with this, at least my perceived problem with this, is that it creates that cut line right across where the cap sits on the block, and this is where it's gonna be leaking, if it's gonna be leaking. Now most of the other seals are like a two-piece seal. I mean, this is still a two-piece seal, but it's clocked a little bit to one side, and that makes that seal actually go up into the block a little bit and then down into the cap. So I'm gonna try to reproduce that in some way, and the plan is, I already tried it the way that they asked me to do it, and that didn't work. So I hate doing the same thing over and over again. So what I'm gonna do this time is I'm actually gonna cut these tabs off. I'm gonna clock the seal like a regular two-piece seal, and I'm gonna glue these back in place. Is that gonna work? I don't know, but maybe I'll feel just a little bit better just because I tried something different, and hey, maybe it'll work. And I will be a little bit more liberal with my RTV this time. Still not a lot. There's like very little clearance in there anyway, but I just want to make sure that any oil that's coming around the side is or coming from underneath is not going to get through. So that's one of the main things I'm going to do different, is I am going to do a little RTV on the bottom when I put them in because it is possible the seal is holding, but it's coming up underneath the seal and then leaking out that way. So I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen too. So all right, I got my cheat sheet ready to go. I think I'm all set up. Let me bring you guys a little bit closer and let's see if we can get this done. All right, my first step is to actually cut this off. Let's see, I'm just gonna try. Yeah, and this is gonna go over here. And that guy's gonna go over here. And that is gonna sit like that. All right, let's see. I already lubed my bearing, I cleaned everything, I cut the seal. The next is placing the bearing, and I have a little cheat sheet. This is gonna go clocked this way with the seal facing the engine. All right, so let's do that. Like I was saying before, I am gonna use a little RTV underneath. And so I'm just gonna swipe it along the bottom here. Not a lot. Because this should actually touch and seal, but I just want to make sure there. All right, and then seal in. Now I have a depth gauge set for myself. And right about there, super scientific there. Don't want any RTV on my seal. All right, that is step one. Now these guys are gonna go in here. And this guy's gonna go in here. And that seems pretty tight to me. But that being the case, I'm still gonna do a little dab on the side here and then yeah, wedge that guy in there. Just a little. That's about it. And I'm just gonna do a swipe, just doing a swipe across the bottom too. Nothing too crazy, just a swipe. All right, that is in there and looks pretty good. Next one, I'm gonna do the same thing. And just a swipe across the bottom. That's gonna be it. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this glove off. There we go. All right, there we go, just like that. Oh, I moved it. I moved it. All right, we're back in spec. And I need a new glove. All right, now for this guy, I'm also gonna do a swipe here. And this is where I'm gonna be a little bit more liberal on this guy. I don't want it getting past this at all. Now it's not a lot, these are still swipes, but this should make a decent connection. All right. Now I'm gonna do a little minor swipe on the other side, and then we're gonna put this thing together. Here's the minor swipe I did. Nothing too crazy. And now we're going to just install it. Okay, I think we're in. Tabs look like they're still in place. Seals would not have gone down this way if they weren't in the right spot. Still need to get it up to 85 foot-pounds. It's already set to 85. I'm going to take it down to 45. Let's go 45. right. No, we'll go 65. All right, 85. Just want to make sure this feels good. All right, that's it. So like an hour of prep and cleaning for like a 5-minute job. I just don't even know. It was like so stressful, you know, when you got the RTV out, and for me at least, I feel like there's like this time pressure, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, and you hope for the best. I can see that I did get a little squish out the side, out of the front here. Just a little bit though, so not too much. So if it did that in the opposite direction, I think that's gonna be just fine. It's not enough to like get to the crank or anything like that. So everything looks okay, you know? I still got spinach. So I think we're just gonna let it sit there for a while, and in the meantime, I'm gonna work on buttoning up the bottom end. We've seen that before, so we'll probably skip that step, but maybe in a little bit we'll be back to work on the transmission. We'll see. This is bad, but I can see it. Oil pump bolt into the engine. Not good. Not good. Yikes. Oh my gosh. I literally had a heart attack when I saw that just fly into the engine. Oh my gosh. Yikes. All right, transmission. So the issue with this transmission is, here's the face, and no issue with the converter or this seal. Seems to be just fine. When I pulled it out, the only thing I had was some weeping right here at the bottom. So I need to seal that. And the issue is this doesn't seem to be doing it, and it should do it. Now on the case side, I've cleaned it all entirely. I've got a new gasket in there, just a paper gasket. No additional adhesives or anything, just threw it in there. So that side is pretty much ready to go. But this side, I'm gonna do something a little bit crazy, and I'll go out on a limb and just say, don't do this. Probably should not do this. I'm a little desperate at this point. And so, cause there's only a couple of components here. There's really this seal and that gasket, and that's it. And that's the only two things you can do. And since I feel like I've tried a bunch of these and it's not working, I mean, it's working sort of, but it's just, I'm just getting the annoying drip, you know? I'm just trying to get rid of this annoying drip out of here. And so what I'm gonna do is glue this thing in. I'm gonna do it. But I'm not just gonna just slap it in there. I'm going to try to make sure that I maintain that this RTV that I'm gonna stick in here stays from right here and up. Nothing going below this section here. So as I put it in, the RTV should get smushed around the edges and pushed up here. Now, this is a horrible idea because I'm gonna do it all the way around, and when I try to get this out at some point, I'm gonna be cussing myself because it's gonna be a pain in the ass. But if it seals it for a couple years, totally worth it to me. And I have another 904, so if this one goes out, I'll just rebuild the other one maybe. I don't even know. But right now, I just want this one to seal. So this is the bad idea that I'm going with, and you probably shouldn't do this, but I'm trying to make some mistakes here so you guys don't have to. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up, and then I'll show you the execution of this bad idea. So, all right, I'm gonna keep cleaning, and I'll bring you back in a bit. Yep. All right, I'm committed. We're doing it. This is such a bad idea. Oh gosh. All right. Now I'm gonna try to make sure this is filled, but get the excess off if I can. Let's see. Not too bad. Now the idea is when I'm still gonna put this in, but when I put this in, it's gonna squish this out a little bit further. That's the idea anyway. See if we can get her there without making a huge mess. Now I'm kind of pushing it in from the top because I still want to get that excess out. I'm going to push that excess to the bottom. It is there. All right, I don't think there's anything else really to do. This is the top. All right, let's see if it goes in. Now this should be at 175 inch-pounds, which is roughly 14 foot-pounds. So that's where we're going to go for. Slowly get these all inched down. Let's see what happens here. And I do see just like the littlest bit of RTV around the sides, which is what I was shooting for. Whew. I think that's it. All right, I think that went as well as I could have hoped for. I didn't make a giant mess. I just got what I needed to into the groove, and it looks like it did seal all the way around. So hopefully this will actually get rid of those last little weeping issues that I was having. So fingers crossed, we'll see. But next up, finally get to put all this stuff back together, get it back in the car again, and finally see if we get the results we want. We'll see. If we don't, we'll do it again.